One last. Super. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday. So we've been busy in the Kundalini sequence at the heart. So much of our front surface gets smaller when we sit. And part of the issue is as we get stronger, the contraction of the core draws us down when we relax our back, right? So if we can strengthen the back, soften the front, then we start to realize like, oh, it's actually really tight, right? All the way. And the thing is that this connective tissue initiates here. So when I have tension in the chest, I have tension actually coming out of my thighs. And so if I want my chest to come up, I have to open all the way through the thighs. And when I'm sitting in my car and I'm sitting at my desk, this is very short. And it's just naturally the length from here to here is less than when I'm standing up or when I'm opening up. And so this just becomes sort of chronically short. And then when I stand up, I'm sort of chronically short. And I'm like, I really want a big, beautiful life, but I can't quite get there. So everything going today is starting all the way through the front surface of the body. And that way at the end, you won't even, it's effortless. It's coming all the way up out. You know, if your tights are low, and I don't know, supplies for men, and then you do one, if you start all the way down here and you deal with the situation, your tights stay square. That's what we're up to, really. We gotta really start down low, and then you're all good to go. So 2 blocks and a strap with a latch, if you can find it. If not, a long enough something that you could tie a knot in it. And then hands and knees. So as you come onto hands and knees, just widen your knees, put your toes together, and fold your way back towards child's pose. Good morning, good morning. You can inhale and float up a few inches. You can exhale and settle back a few inches. Make your way in and out. Start to make a little bit of a circle in the hips or in the head. Just all the ways that you have not moved. Let it go. And to the good soul that wrote in and that said, I make a lot of noise when I breathe. I think you might be right, and I would invite you to try it out. Awesome. So bigger circles through the hips, through the chest, through the head. Get a little exploratory. Anahata is the energy at the heart that is very particular. It is that which is unstruck, that which has been uncontaminated by commentary, by past experience. All the ways we shift our behavior so that we are less vulnerable. All of that taints our heart, that energy. And find center. Go ahead, tuck your toes under, drop your head, and then arch your back and lift your head to round and to release. Exhaling and inhaling. And you just start to make a little more continuity from your tail to the crown of your head. It can be quick, it can be slow. You're going to keep it right there. And turn your left thumb to the front, turn your left fingers to the left, and try to draw your hands apart. Feel it open the space at the back of your heart, right along the spine. You can work there, or turn your left thumb left, turn your left fingers back, so that the heels of your hands are in one line. so that the fingertips of your left hand point back towards your left knee. Now bring the base of your fingers down and let your fingers be very long. And open up the left forearm, left shoulder, down the left side back. Just for 3, 2. Good. Keep it moving and turn your left fingers forward, turn your right thumb forward and your right fingers right. Pause there. Try to pull it apart. A little more space. The upper back opening. Keep it going. And turn your right fingers back and your right thumb right. Weight into the base of your first finger knuckle, into the base of your thumb. And from there, open your forearm, your wrist, your 3, 2, and 1. And turn it forward and circle again. And now the hands are heavy and planted, and the circle seems to explore whatever you can find without moving the hands. And the hands are the base, the foundation. One more. Down the middle, child's pose. Pause for a beat. Elbows down, hips back, head down. Walk your fingertips forward, look forward, put your palms together, put your thumbs up, and drop your elbows down and your head down and your fingers point up. And let your hands point back and then point up. Point back and then point up. Your thumbs drop towards your spine and then rise. And you just make a little more space. And hands down and step back down dog. Walk your dog. Walk your dog. We'll step the right foot up and put the left knee down. And the hands come up high. You can drop your hands and shift a little forward and back and take out any tension of the shoulders and the arms and the chest. And then your palms fall together and drop down the back. And just pause. Micro movements. You can shift forward and back. Your elbows falling in, your thumbs falling down. And then reach up, look up, hands down, step your left foot up. Knees stay really soft, hands wide, sit stand up. And down the back, tuck the chin. And again, a little bit side to side, shake it out, elbows fall in, chin tucks in. And when you release, you look up, hands up, and you widen back down. Right foot will step back, right knee will come down. Hands up high, palms together, down the back, a little forward, a little back. Just starting to find the pathway into the body. And then hands up, look up. Here's your inhale, hands down. Step back, down dog. Good. Give it a breath. Wag the tail, drop the head. And we'll start to let it move. Right foot steps up, left knee comes down. Hands up, palms together, down the back. Tuck your chin. Hands up, inhale, release. And hands down, stepping up. Sweep wide, sit down, thumbs up, heart up. Down the back, tuck the chin. Reach up, look up, release. Knees bend, hands wide, left foot back, left knee down. And up. Thumbs down the back, tuck your chin. And let it go. Start to find your breath. Hands down. Step back, down dog. Press the left hand. Left foot steps up, right knee down, 2 hands up. And thumbs down the back, tuck the chin. And release. And hands down, stepping up. Sit down, hands wide, rise up. Down the back, tuck the chin. Release more, rise up. Start to feel the front body getting long. Right foot back, right knee down, hands up. Down the back. Reaching tall. Folding down. Press your right hand down and away in your dog. Good. Right foot steps up, left knee down, sweep up, down the back, reach up, look up, and fold. Step up, inhale, fold down, exhale. Hand down, inhaling up, exhaling down. One more cycle. Find the breath, releasing up, heels down, fold down. Left foot back, left knee down, sweeping. Follow the breath and exhale. And in and down. Can it become continuous? The breath and the movement. Left foot, right knee. To rise. Down the back. To rise. To fold. To step up. To sweep wide. To stand tall. Down the back. In and out. Right foot back, right knee down and in and out. And then and out. Down dog, stay. Arms long, open your elbows. Knees soft, float your heels. Walk your left foot toward the center line, let your right heel rise. Bend your knees and straighten them both. Bend both knees and straighten them both. Your right foot steps up, a high lunge, your hands up high, sweeping. And straighten your front leg all the way out. Lift the back thigh. Good, bend your front knee. Palms together, down the back. So here we go. Straighten up, reach up. Palms together, down the back. Exhale, tuck your chin. Lift your back thigh, and then inhale, lift up more. One more, bend your knee, thumbs down. Keep the lunge, hands high. Square your hips. Broaden your gaze that you could see to the left eye corner and the right eye corner. And down. And step back, down dog. Press your right hand, right hip, right heel. Right side starts to open. And the left foot will rise. So bending both knees, bending both elbows, press them straight. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, press them straight. So you're just getting a little further into the body, a little closer to the bone. Left foot will step up, high lunge, so no knee. Hands up high. Notice, so the front body, I can't go back, there's a shortening. So instead, straighten your front leg and find that length. Good. And bend your front knee and palms together and tuck your chin. And then release and rise up taller. And palms together. Lead, not from your hands, but from your back thigh. So your back thigh is lifting you up all the way to your fingertips. Bend your front knee, palms down the back, stay in the lunge and release your hands. Now you are upright. Lift that back thigh. And that opens all the way to your right lung, right side of your diaphragm. Widen your gaze and set it to the floor. Step back, down dog. Feel the left hand, left hip, left heel. Bring your knees wide and your toes together and shift towards child, stepping your hands to the right side. Tip and your left chest. Drop your head, fall into the thighs, into the body, deepening your breathing. Find the back of your body. And we'll come into what we know just a little bit differently. So right now, your left shoulder's in the center line of the mat. So looking forward, you'll turn your left palm open and bring your left shoulder down. And you're just going to fall into that turn, right hand overhead. So reach your fingertips to the floor, all the way, right hand to the floor. Yeah. And just fall into the back of the left shoulder. Turn your chin so you can look up under your right armpit. Right through the chest, through the mid-back. Find your breath. Soften your inner thighs. Soften the part of you that's holding on, that wants to keep you safe. It's a nice impulse, but we can soften it. We're okay. Good, 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 good. And right hand back and down and out. And 10 cat-cow, just round. So most of the sequence will be in the legs, and we're just opening the, and then because so much of our Kundalini sequence is those circles up in the arms, we are in the legs. So knees wide, toes together, hips back, walk to the left. Your hands all the way off the mat. Your right hand is heavy. Your right elbow is heavy. Your right shoulder is heavy. Your head is heavy. And you drop into the right side of your body and you invite it to soften all the way through the hips and the knees and the chest. Can you find 4 smooth counts in and 4 smooth counts out? And the body opening and the breath a little bit bigger than natural. And that little bit bigger, making space internally. Looking forward, turn your right palm open, come to your right shoulder. Left hand comes high. We revolve and the left hand drops overhead. Left fingertips to the floor. Look up under the left shoulder. And now keep that subtly fuller breath. And use the internal to open the lining of your chest to the spaces between your ribs. And you're breathing out any sensation of congestion. One more. So that when you bring your left hand down and you press back, you will have a very different dog. Turn your head. So we'll go one more round of our sun salutation D with the right foot steps up and the left knee comes down, hands high, palms together, down the back, tuck your chin, feel what you've made and let it go. And fold, stepping up. Sit down, hands wide, opening up. Down the back, make the space, rising up and open, knees bend, fold down. Good. Left foot, left knee, hands high we go. And down the back. What we've made, hands down. Down dog, stepping back, press left side. Left foot steps up, right knee down, hands wide and up. Down the back, tuck of the chin, more articulate, more ease. And folding. As the upper back opens, step up. Sweep wide, sit down, and the whole lower body drops out of the chest, down the back. Last one. And fold. But back, right knee down, and thumbs down your back. Reach up. Good, good. And hands down. We will stay in down dog 30 seconds. Right hand down, right hip high, right heel back. Open the right side at first. Drop your head more. Find the base of your first finger knuckles, both of them. Base of your thumbs. And from the thumbs going down, wrap your arms back. The outer arms wrap back towards your thighs and then press into your knuckles and open your elbows. So the arms are wrapping at the top toward the back, and the thumbs and the inner wrist are wrapping in and down. There's a spiral in your arms, and as you lengthen that spiral, you open the arms and you open the chest. It makes space all through the upper body. Micro movements. Move your tail as you need to. Come to a high plank. So the elbows can widen and you wrap the elbows in, and as the elbows come in, the thumbs go down and the upper arms wrap back. And as the upper arms wrap back, it's strengthened. So knuckle bones down, bend of the back. Beautiful. A little clarity. High plank. Bring your knees down. Now take your right knee wide And walk your left hip back and you come onto your forearms so that my right knee is in line with my right hip. And I'm trying to get my pelvis as flat as I can, which means getting your inner thigh on the right side down into the floor. Sometimes it helps to take the left foot a little wider. And then you'll walk your elbows so softly to the left and sit back into your right hip and drop your right inner thigh. So there's this reaching from the right hip into the right kneecap, and then from the right knee down into the right heel, and you're letting the right inner thigh lengthen. Use your elbows to press down and away to sit back into the inside of the back of your right hip, just waiting, putting weight in the right hip and softening your right inner thigh. And as you come back into the center, tuck your toes behind you, plant your hands. You find your plank and you bring your knee to your chest and extend your right leg out to the flex your foot, find your outer foot on the floor. Yes. Right hand under your shoulder, put your left heel down and take your left hand high. And you press into your outer left foot and your left heel and reach your left hand over, good head. Ready? We got it? Put a little bend in your left knee and then straighten the left leg. Put a little bend in your left knee, everything else stable, and then straighten your left leg. Press your right outer foot down to revolve. Good, and the left hand comes down and you step back down dog. Oh, that was new, right? High plank, knees down, left knee goes left. Okay, so I prefer to be on a blanket and slide your left knee left as you can. If you need to, widen your right foot a little bit. And at first, it wants to hold on because our inner thigh is structural and not often used. We're going to walk our elbows to the right. And then pressing your elbows down and away, drop your weight into the left hip. And one side is often tighter than the other. And because we drive automatic cars, we tend to be tighter in the left side. So see if you notice that the left hip, if that's tighter, notice the left side of your neck. You can tuck your chin, you can explore, you can take it all the way up. It'll go all the way behind your ear. And you actively release from the left inner hip to the left inner knee. And you invite that to grow longer. And you invite the left side of your neck to grow longer, left outer shoulder to grow longer. And then bring it back into the middle. Hands press, tuck your toes. So you'll bring your left knee to your chest and then extend your left foot out to the right and plant the outer foot like you're standing on the wall. Left hand is under your left shoulder and drop your right heel to flat. Right hand high. Press your left foot into the floor and reach overhead. Right palm sees the floor. Good. Put a little bend in your right knee. You'll shift back. Press your right leg straight to find the full right footprint. So that little bend in the right knee, you can flatten your right foot and then press yourself straight. Yeah, revolve. So press into the outer left foot. Look up, Stephanie. That's it. Press into your heel. Oh, and right hand down. And two hands back and down dog. Left hand, left hip, left heel. Good morning. Good morning. So the inner thighs have a little more space. Walk your feet to your hands. Put your hands to your hips and stand up tall. Notice that line from inner hip to inner heel. Right? Shake out your feet, set yourself up. Left heel down, right knee to chest. And just pause. Interlace your fingers, draw your right knee high and your left heel low. Super left hand high. So press your left heel down, your left thumb points back, and we are becoming very, very stable. Left thigh back. You'll take your left hand a little to the right, just so slightly, and it'll open the left ribs, and you'll stand in your left heel. You play with where you can go, and you're upright, and you change sides. Notice left side, right side. So it creates a rebound that now the left side is rising and the right side is descending. Change it up. Interlace your fingers, standing tall. So allow some wobbling by letting your toes be long and your knee is soft. And when you're ready, press your right heel down, like you're going beyond the floor. And as you press down, reach up. And your thumb points back and your fingers are broad and your right heel is low. And as you stabilize, take your hand a little left and open from your shoulder to your hip. And you have to strengthen your right leg to get there. And the breathing is smooth and you are safe. And upright and down. Shake it out. And then your right knee to build tree. So bring your left thigh into your foot and your foot into your thigh. Right hand to your right thigh, left hand to left ribs. Peel your left ribs back and peel your right knee back. So imagining that you were lying on the floor right here. This is a great place to stay. You're peeling the center line open or left hand high, just like you did. So right knee right, left ribs left. Turn your right palm open. Thumb first, fingertips touch. Reach up and now go over to the right. Left ribs left, right knee right, stand in the left heel. Open it, open it. Keep whatever you're looking at. And let your body just adjust around the point of your gaze. Keep the point of your gaze as you build the next right foot down, left knee up. Building tree. So your tree might have toes on the floor or foot on the calf or foot on the thigh. Right hand on right rib, left hand on left thigh. Right rib back, right heel down, left thigh back, as though you are. When you're stable, right hand high, left heel down. So seal your thigh into your foot. Turn your left hand open, thumb first, fingertips touch. Now bow, curving the fingertips left. Anchor into your right heel. Gaze on one point. Can you stand in your left foot? There you go. Upright, hand down, hold your gaze, foot to the floor. Hold your gaze and let everything sort of rearrange around that gaze point. And everything's rearranging from the heart into the floor. Good, good. Rinse it out. Sweep up. Knees bend, fold down. Step both feet back. Down dog. Good thing. And just pull the high plank. Look forward. And press back down dog. Exhale. Inhale, pull the plank. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees. Press the plank. And down dog. One more time. And back to dog. Walk your dog, wag your tail. Good. And take your right heel high.
Bend your right knee, bend your left. Now roll your right hip open. Drop your head more. Roll your right hip open and straighten your bottom leg, your left leg. Straighten your top leg as your right leg. And open the left inner thigh, right? Bend your knees. Roll your right hip open. Drop your head, turn your chin, and straighten both legs, rolling your right hip open. 3. Right hip open. 2. So right shoulder down, right hip open. And step your right foot up. And add a block outside of your right foot. And if you like, you can add 2 with one flat and one on its side. I'm going to turn so that you can see me and stand up tall. You'll turn the left palm open, and it will stay open and it will stay low. So as you reach back, you're making length, and then your right hand comes down to those blocks. Your left hand keeps reaching back. Your left hand does not come up and over, and it's turned open. And that will be the move. So look down, raise your right hand beside your ear, and now lift all of it back up. Turn your left palm open. And then reaching forward, right hand down. Good. One more like that. Left palm turning left. Turn your left thumb left. Reach up. And take it with you. Right hand down to the blocks. Left hand now. Look up. Reach it over. And then sweep it back. Looking down as you reach back. Over looking up. So whenever you sweep over the top, anchor into the left heel. And then pause when you have your left hand overhead. And you look up underneath your left armpit. Just like our revolution. Heels to the floor. Lengthen your toes. Now, just like our tree, bow the left side so slightly by bending your elbows. Let your left fingertips drop and let your left ribs rise. Just a little bit. Good. Sweep your left hand high, look down, left knee to the floor. Take your right hand back to your left thigh and your left hand high. Left thumb points back. Take your time. Slowly along the ceiling, along the ceiling, along the ceiling until you see the wall behind you. Hello. Now your eyes come back up to the ceiling, along the ceiling to the wall in front, and hands down. Step back, down dog. Good. Left hand, left hand. Taking the opening of the chest down into the low body. Right foot toward the center line, left heel to high. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Roll your left hip open. Send your right thigh back. Straighten your left leg. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, drop your head, and press it out. So you're still in contact with that right inner thigh. One more time. Wrap your right hip back, open your left hip, square your left shoulder back towards your right heel. And give it a moment. Let it take shape all the way into the fingers. And the left foot, your triangle. So blocks come just outside the little toe. And you may stand the blocks as high as whatever structure serves you. And then the right palm turns open and faces back. And the left hand reaches high and faces back. Don't let your right hand go anywhere. Sweep down, left hand to the block, right hand reaching back. Good. So left arm by the ear, and then reaching up tall. Here's your inhale. Reaching out wide, navel to spine, left hand down. There's your exhale. Smooth it out. One more like that. Turn open. Turn your right thumb right. Yep, come on. And then sweep wide. Plant your left hand and the right hand over the top. Good. As you're ready, sweeping back towards your hip, turn your chin down. As you sweep up over the top, turn your chin up. As you sweep back and down, looking down. Perfect. One more. So as you come over the top, pause. Find your heels into the floor. If you need to, soften your front knee a little bit so you can really press into the front foot. See if you can smooth and open your breath. And then you bow the right side like you're strong right leg. And then soften the elbow and soften the fingertips and open from shoulder to hip. Good, good, good. Right hand down, stepping back. No, right knee to the floor. Left hand, left thigh, right hand. Look forward. So my left hand is back to my right thigh. My right hand is high. And I start to follow the line to the ceiling, the line along the ceiling, and I feel the line through my sternum as I look to the back wall. I find my breath, and I look to the ceiling, and I track that line, and I look forward down the wall, and the right hand comes down. And you step back down dog. Exhale. Big and simple, big and simple. Drop your head, knees are soft, arms are long. I'll take it one step a little bit more into a lunge, and if you prefer, you can meet me in child. You can hang out and just soften and slow down. Or right foot steps up, block comes inside the front foot. Put your hand on the block on the inside and seal your knee to your outer arm. Left hand comes to your low back. Swing your hips from outer right in towards the center, and that will open the chest. And now the same way, track a line from your fingertips along the line to the wall and up the ceiling. And when you're looking up, sweep your left hand up and over. And seal your knee to your arm and seal your heel to the floor and press your right hand down and bow your left fingertips over. Little space, little tuck of the chin, sweep your left hand back, look down, and set down. Step back to change. Right hand, right hip, right heel. Left foot can be on its edge, it can be flat, wherever it serves you. So left hand onto the block. Seal your outer arm to your knee and hug your knee in to meet your arm. Right hand flat to your low back. And you can set your tail out to the left and then center it. And as you center it, you'll feel your feet plug into the floor. Now track your gaze along the floor to the wall. Look forward. And then keep the crown of your head reaching forward as you track your gaze up that line of the ceiling and reach overhead. Reach overhead. Stand in your feet. Widen your eyes. And swing your hips to open from shoulder to hip to heel. Breath is smooth. Breath is smooth. Rinse it out. Track that line back, forward, right hand down. And set it back down dog. Beautiful. Beautiful. Again, an option to go into child. And just if you're feeling frisky, pop your right foot forward, put your left knee down, take your hands up high, interlace your fingers behind the back of your head, and fall in. 3, 2. Putting it all together, the lunge, the heart, the gaze, the elbows, the bind. Widen your eyes, try to look to the back wall through the top of your head. Turn your eyes to the top of your eyelids, to the top of your eye sockets. And then look forward, release, look down, and press out. I think I said we wouldn't be in the upper back too much, right?
Left foot steps up, right knee down, hands up high. Sweep, just what you've made. So if you choose, palms together down the back, or interlace the fingers, put it together wide in the back, press your front heel, wrap your elbows in. So you're standing in the front heel, and you're dropping your head into your hands, and you're tracking the line of the ceiling, and you're widening your eyes and looking up underneath the tops of your eye sockets. And then you draw your left knee forward, open the right side body, the breath smooth, and track the line of the ceiling. Tuck your chin, hands come down. Out the hands, out the arms. Okay, now we're in the low body. Put your knees down. Put a block between your heels. Just start right there. But notice as you do that when you lengthen all of that connection to your feet, now there's a little, it's like those little straws with the pleats, you know, you're more easily upright. And from your heart to your head, those little pleats are open. And just let it slow down. So we'll open through the hips and the fronts of the thighs. And these are so strong that we come at it not with strength, but with ease, with play, with breath. The fronts of the thighs through the quadriceps are where we tend to hold anger, frustration, an inability to forgive. I have a benign growth in my thigh, which always makes me think, what kind of anger am I trucking about here? Good, good. So we'll remove the block and sit right in the middle of your blanket. You can just face forward. I'm turning so you can see. Your hands go back, your knees go wide, and you wash it out side to side. So allowing yourself to move from hip to hip, one knee down, and then the other. And so this line that we made on the floor is actually very important to find our way up and out. So each time you press your knee down, see if you can start to find your sternum and turn your navel to face the opposite knee. So start to go a little further. Knee down, turn your navel, and then knee down, lift the heart. So it's that inner knee action. And when your right knee is down, we'll pause and take your right hand high. And just check. So I have my right hip and my right knee in a line, my right heel and my right knee in a line. And with my right hand high, I send my right hip forward towards the left and I fold. And you're going to be tempted to fall over your left thigh. And instead, see if you can fall over the space between your left ankle and your left knee. Yeah. So flex your feet, find space in your toes. And I find a little rocking is really soothing. And it helps me identify all the places I'm holding instead of just being really clear about the one space that's stuck. So if I find a little bit of rocking, I can find my outer hip, my right inner thigh, the back of my neck, all the way into my feet, right? The back of my neck. Can I open all the way into my scalp and drop my right knee more? And then be still a beat. Drop the head, broaden the chest. Rising up, we place the hands behind us to wash it out again. Or if it feels like you got a little space, you can put your hands up. Oh, it's so much harder, right? Huzzah. But as you go up. You start to make a little space. When you have your left knee down, put your right hand down and check knee, hip, heel, and reach your left hand forward, trying not to fall to the right, trying to drop your chest between your right knee and your right heel, and walk it out. Yes, awesome. That's it. That's it. And then just awaken the toes. I bet. Yeah, right there, right there. Perfect. Good fix. Ah, and just try not to fall to the right. See if you can keep finding the center. And now the tiny little rocking, just like you would soothe a crying baby. Just okay, here we go. Out of the jaw, the right, the left hip, the backs of the shoulders, the back of the head, your expression. Hmm. So that when you walk yourself back up, and now wash out your knees. And all of a sudden, whew, right? That what we're holding in the hips is very much related to our past. Anahata is about being in a quality of energy that is unencumbered by the past. Kind of crazy. Very good. Good. So now we set it up by moving your blanket aside, bring both blocks with you. And we're going to lie down on your back and build a bridge. So starting out with the blocks on their side. So a block has a belly, a side, and a tail. So the blocks are on their sides. Lift your hips and bring the blocks together under the back of your hips. Heels are down. Now widen your heels so your knees can fall in. That's why we just did those washing, and let them move a little side to side. So the inner thighs start to fall down. Inner thighs wrapping down. Arms may be down beside you, turning the shoulders under, the palms open. That's one option for sure. Another, take your hands straight overhead, thumbs pointing down, and then hold opposite elbows. That's another option. So toes point in, heels point out. Let your knees move an inch side to side. Inner thighs wrap down. And then explore interior lengthening of your front body. And you're softening the breath, lengthening out, noticing what gets sticky, what gets stuck. Into the shoulders. So if you still have space and that feels possible, you can stand in your heels, lift your hips, and turn both blocks onto their tail. Totally your choice. We're going to be here 30 more seconds. See if you can find 4 counts in and 4 counts out. And how can the breath lengthen the interior space? You may find the holes here. Let it happen. Lengthen out. Unfold. Stand in your feet and your shoulders. And then stand in your feet, bring your arms down, lift your hips, set your blocks wide, and pause. Hips down, hands on thighs, press away. So there starts to be a lot of activity between the heart and the hips. Draw your right knee to your chest, keep it close. Keep that or half happy baby by bringing your right heel over your right knee. Draw your right knee down and your left thigh away. And this is a counter pose for the right side of your low back. The breath is still a little fuller than natural. And we're exhaling tension out of the body. And with that tension, we're exhaling the past, what we've been holding or carrying. Extend your right leg long, interlace your fingers behind your right thigh, press your thigh so clearly, your heel to the ceiling, your thigh to your interlaced hands, press. So your hands are just below the back of your knee. Keep that and straighten your left leg. Press into your feet and stabilize from the navel to the feet. Go 3. Yeah, as strong as you can be in the feet. Go 2. Bend your right knee, right foot flat, left knee comes in. Interlace your fingers, bring it in. So we want to build not just these releases, but release will create instability. As you open the front body and find territory you've not known, we need to reestablish our stability. So left heel over the knee, left hand holds the outer foot or outer ankle, draw it down. Right foot, I know. Hi, hi, good girl. Where can the breath go into the abdomen, the pelvis, the back, that it didn't before? Good. And then you'll straighten the left leg, interlace your fingers behind the left thigh, up just beneath the back of the knee, press into your heel, firm your arms out straight, and then straighten your right leg. And legs are standing strong. Scissor your thighs. Stability. So stable, clear and strong, a new place, a new posture. And bend the knees. Hold your knees wide. You'll rock forward and back. We'll come all the way up and over. As you come over, bring your knees down and a block comes underneath you. So that I have cat hair sitting down, noticing that the fronts of the legs and the front of the body getting longer. And we'll put the left foot down where the left knee is. It's a trick question. Left foot. We'll just leave you there. Good. Hands go back and your heart comes up. So your fingers spin back and your thumbs point forward and your fingers point back and your heart rises up out of the hips. Press your right shin down and lift up. And press the right shin into the floor. And if you like, if the left heel needs to go a little bit forward, that's fine. And then pull your left heel to draw your. So the fingers point back and the upper arms open wide. Press your right shin down. Your right thigh opens out long. Your left heel draws your hips up out of your heart. Draw forward. Good. Tuck chin down into your body, drop your hips, sit it down, and we'll swap sides. So if you lean to the right, you can put your left shin down. Lori patted her knee, which is totally a great thing to do if you need to. Or if your ankle gets tight, put space under the ankle. Super cool. I think advanced students are just the people who know how to fix the things that their body requires. It's not about the postures you create, it's about the fixing. Fingers go back, heart comes up, sitting down. If you need, your right heel goes a little further forward so that as you press your shin to the floor, your left hip comes forward. Your right heel draws back, your chest is broad. Out of the jaw, out of the face. Micro movements side to side, front and back. You are opening the interior space more than the exterior. Send your left shin into the floor. Draw with your right heel, pull everything forward. Good, good. And hip down, tuck your chin. Draw your right knee to your chest, interlace your fingers, sit it up tall. Balance the low back. Yeah. We'll come all the way down onto the belly. So set your block aside, belly down. And move the things that are beside you so that you can roll from side to side. We've done this before, where you take your left arm out and you roll to the left and you roll your right knee open, and then you're going to roll belly down, hand back, little cobra. Right arm out, left knee rolls open, and then roll back, belly down, little cobra. And as you roll side to side, I don't know a more effective way of making space through the chest and the back. Inhale as you roll open, exhale to roll open, inhale rising up. So you're falling open and then you're falling up. And use the tips of your toes, use the movement of your legs. You're rolling the breath out of the belly and you're rolling your body up and open. So essential to wash out the inner organs. We're going to go one more. Good. Walk your left hand out. Tuck your left toes under, just like our current sequence. Your left toes tucked under so much your knees off the floor, and your right hand goes back like a tent. Bend your knee like you're behind a fortification, Stephanie. Lifting up into your heel. So this is option one, just starting to rise through the front body. Or option two, hold your ankle and down. To rise up and to roll down. Flex your foot, press into your heel, and roll it down. We're going to go up and pause and set it down. Changing sides, right hand out, left hand back, left knee bends, press up to rise, and down. And just open. And you're inviting space instead of pressure as you like. Hold the ankle. And the right side is so strong. Now, your choice, fingertips to the floor or two hands back to hold your ankles. Keep your thighs on the floor. Lift your shoulders and keep your thighs on the floor. Set it down. Peel open. Use your legs and roll it down. So this time, rise up and lift your knees and set it down. Good. We'll rise up and pause, thighs down, and just raise your right and down, and your left and down, and your right. Tuck your chin. Good. And your left. Add the right, and both stay 3. Chest broad, stay 2. Good, 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 good. You got it, you got it, you got it. Let that, it'll all kind of catch. And you'll set it down and cross your forearms and drop your head to your arms and wag your tail and let it out. Walk your toes a little further back away from your hips. You're making length. Your low back might feel a little tight right now, and we will sort that. Just let your hips and legs be heavy. And hands by your ribs, press back. Bring your knees together. Bring your feet together. Nobody trusts me when I say that now. We're not doing push-ups. Elbows down.
Hips back, drop your head. If you need to, you cross and you stack fists, and stacking fists will give yourself a headrest that's not a block, which is nice. Or if you have more chest, you could give me some, or you could prop your head. Let your breath be big. Let their space of the breath make space in the back of the spine. One more. Walk your hands, press straight down. You'll widen your knees. And looking down to the floor, take the backs of your hands to your mid-back, and then inhale, bring them up high. So if you notice that you need to pad your knees here, set yourself up. Just bring your hands down, set your blanket under your knees, or hands behind your back. So our flow will be thumbs to the heart, hips forward. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, reach up tall. And exhale, fold. So let the work be in the thighs. Swing yourself forward, thumbs to the heart. Swing yourself back, tuck of the chin. Swing your hands high. And you start to open front to back, folding down, thumbs to the heart, inhaling, exhaling, thumbs to the back. Hands a little higher up the spine. We go one more each time. To rise up, thumbs to the heart. Yes, excellent work. And then last time, hands up. Stay up tall, look forward, turn your fingertips up, and put your thumbs towards the spine. Send your hips forward, broaden your back. Firm your glutes. Send your hips forward, roll the chest open, tops of the shins down into the floor, and you track that line along the ceiling. And you track the line along the ceiling until it becomes the wall. And you lengthen, hands pressed into the tops of the back of the hips. And then tuck of the chin, your eyes track that line. Hands downward facing dog, find neutral. Neutral, neutral, neutral. So knees soften, chin tucks, arms down. The inner wrist down toward the floor. The outer arm wraps back. Find that spiral from your armpits to your palms. And as you press the palms, you open the elbows. Drop your head. Good. So as you bring your knees back down, we're going to add the blanket and the blocks. So if I open my blanket to its sort of supportive rectangle that we kneel on for sun salutes, fold it in thirds width-wise. So take the shorter side end and fold it in a third, and then fold the other side in. So now I have this thick bolster. And I will set that thick bolster behind me, between my feet. And then I take my blocks, one further, one a little closer. So option one, if that's not enough, you would fold it in half again, right? So that you would have this nice seat. You know, granted, we are wanting to work our way down, so find it. What's the posture that supports your opening? The inner thighs are wrapping down. We've made this shape, inner thighs wrapping down. Tops of the feet towards the floor. So this can be perfect going no further. This is a big ask in some regards. As you like, the hands can go back, remembering that the fingers point away. We've built all the pieces. Heart comes up, seat goes down, and you just start to track that line. Broadening the chest, sending the knees down. So it all depends on what your knees will allow
Your heart is up, your hands are down, your shins are down. Next option, the elbows would come down. And you're eventually finding the back of the chest to one block and the back of the head to the other block. If you choose, you hold opposite elbows. So we're building our way in. Imagine someone standing and pressing their hands onto your thighs. And they're pressing your thighs down. As you press your thighs down, you let your upper back and your upper belly lengthen out. And you find your breath, even if you just go for 5. Without creating distress, without creating drama. But it starts to show us how tight the front body can be. You can press one knee down and then the other, imagining how we washed our knees side to side. Little adjustments. It's the micro shifts that make it possible. You're going to stay there. Stay as you can. Drop your right shoulder. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beauty. And then bringing yourself back up, you'll walk your hands forward. You'll tuck your toes. And you'll float into dog. And dog will feel like this incredible homecoming. Something I know. Thumbs down, outer arms back. Knees soft. Good. Good. Knees down. Set it all aside. And now we add the strap. So sitting down, we're going to build our bridge. Last place here on the front body. Have the blocks on either side so you can reach them. And I'll take my strap, put it under my legs, and then over the top. So I'm wrapping right at my mid-thigh. And by creating a boundary, I don't have to work to keep this line. And the boundary holds me like a promise. And when I don't have to hold that line, I can let go of other things. So the strap has it that I could fit 2 fists, right? And my feet can be flat. My strap is at mid-thigh. I'm going to take my blocks with me and come to lie down on the back. So setting your blocks beside you, you stand your feet just like we did before. You can set them on their side or on their belly. Heels turn out so slightly. Actually, we'll make the feet parallel this time. And you can now press into that strap a little bit. And as you press into the strap, press your heels a little down and the heart floats. And if you've made space, you can stand in your heels and try the blocks out on their tail. You've made more space than you realize. If you like, hands are down, reaching towards the feet. You come onto the tops of your shoulders. Or if you choose, you may hold opposite elbows overhead. But really, at this point, we're just allowing. The feet are heavy. The strap creates a boundary, a line, a promise, so that we can come undone inside of it. Let your weight drop into the shoulders. Let the collarbones broaden, lightly press into the back of your head. All of this is in service of your heart. So as you breathe, can you breathe into your chest, feeling your lungs expand?
Feeling your diaphragm shift down towards your hips, and in that expanse, a little exploration into the shoulders and the back of the neck. Letting the interior way down to where the front line of abdominal muscles tuck into the pelvis. That becomes longer. And where could it become easier that you could let it go? And just stay one breath. But there is more support inside you than you know. To come out, we stand in the heels, we release the blocks wide. Lift your head and shoulders so you can see, and you're just going to slide off the strap. And then take your block as far as you can reach forward. And they drop right under the backs of your thighs. And then when you drop back, there's this little neutral cradle for the mid back, pelvis, and belly. And just trust the effortlessness here. Notice any adjustments if you need to move your hips or your shoulders or your head. You're making a tremendous amount of space through the spine. So notice if you feel aspects of compression, then shift your body so there's a lengthening. Soften your shoulders and your face. Allowing the rebound of the body to establish its own neutral right now. Keep allowing it, keep investigating. You walk your feet in and put your feet on your blocks and use your heels to tip them onto their belly. And then rest your feet on the floor. And again, notice if there's some lengthening as the back of the body settles, it will elongate. Keep adjusting the back of the head a little further away from your tail.
See if you can lift your shoulders them a little further away from your hips. You may find a little shimmy, which is your nervous system releasing memories, tensions, traumas, that there's enough quiet that a release can happen. A little shaking of the thighs. As you come back into motion, we bring the knees to the chest, hands on shins. This will be the breath out. Straighten your legs, put your heels to the ceiling, hands to the sides of the thighs. This is going to be the breath in, feet flexed like you're an L on the floor, or hands overhead, that would be inhale. And then heels wide out to the sides, exhaling. Inhale together, and then exhale, bring it in, round the low back. So inhale, heels up, hands up. Exhale, press, lift head, shoulder, go 3. Hands up, heels up. Exhale, heels wide. In together, out, head, shoulders, roll in, round. Heel up, hand up. Out wide, and together, and round. Heels up, hands up. Widening, and together. Good, roll up, put the soles of your feet together, and we'll hop onto the blanket. Exactly. Soles of your feet together. So there's a lot through the low back, and I just want to make sure that as we conclude, you are safe. So pressing the heels together, drawing the toes apart. Put your right hand down and the heel of your left hand right where the strap was in the middle of the thigh, press away. So you're sending the left shin and the left thigh down. You're sending the left knee away. Now draw your ribs to the right as though you could lean and open the crease of the hip. All the ways that we store tension through the inner body. Left hand down, and the right hand finds the inner thigh, the mid thigh. I take my left ribs away from my right thigh. And I make space and soften the right hip joint. All the ways that you hold the outer back, the inner thigh. Feel it soften the jaw and the tongue and the teeth. And then into the center, fingertips. Down the middle. Press your feet, draw your toes apart. If your hands don't find the floor, use your blocks. Elbows are soft. Press your outer knees down. Yes, that's a plan. Beauty. Outer knees down. Let it all the way through your spine. For 2. For 1. Perfect. Bring it upright. And as you bring your feet together, you're going to hug your shins, knees together, hard up. Like you could reassemble everything. You can turn your chin side to side, hug your heart to your knees to your heart. And the last place we go would be a plow or a really modified shoulder stand. Just roll it right out the top of your head. Let this go. Set your blanket aside. Set your blocks aside. If you would like set a layer for your Shavasana, add your layer now. And have your blanket next to you if you choose, because you like to put it over you. We want to make sure we open the back body so that there's an evening. As you roll back, you just roll to catch your hips in your hands, so knees can be soft. And that very soft floating knees, hands on hips, hands on pelvis, that can be absolutely perfect in the modified shoulder stand, or let your feet drape overhead. Maybe they never touch the floor. Perfect. Imagine your hips are making traction and lengthening your low back. Let your thighs melt towards your body. Let your kneecaps melt towards your shoulders. Let your toes melt toward the floor. So in one instance, your hands are holding your hips, helping support you. Hands to heels, weighting the feet, tops of the feet down, so that your inner forearms are in contact with your outer shins. And there'll be a bright heat through the sides of your spine. Go slowly, go mindfully. If you just stay for 5 breaths. Awesome. Great work. That's it. Bend your knees more, Stephanie. What happens? That's it. Can you invite breath into the back of your spine, all the way to the base of your skull? You're replenishing your kidneys, you're calming your adrenals. Super restorative, even though it might not feel like it. And as you conclude, use your hands and roll your spine back down to the floor. Bend your knees, take your time, let your low back widen, let your knees shift side to side. And you take your time finding your way into your Shavasana. So if feet flat for a while, and again, any little tremor, little shaking through the low body, especially through the thighs and the legs, that's years of holding, releasing through the nervous system. And as you form your Shavasana, whatever support you require, if you need to put blocks beneath the calves or the knees or a blanket over you or under you, you just keep falling further and further as though you could fall out of your physical body. We just keep setting down what we've carried. That you're doing it perfectly. Not the posture, but the living. That the living is going perfectly. And whenever the brain, the mind, the thoughts get busy, just deepen your breath once or twice. Notice the movement of your body as you breathe.
And as your breath returns, slow, smooth in through the nose and really softly out the mouth and the nose. Any tension still held in through the nose to fill the chest, and then just a sigh. Wag of the tail, shake of the feet as you need to. One more. And you walk your feet in to interlace your fingers over your right shin. And then you raise and lower the left leg. Keep the left knee softly bent. And feel the low back settle and widen and lengthen. Use the right thigh against your body to rinse out the upper back. One more. Then keep the left heel to the floor, shake out your right foot, and change, bringing the left shin in. So down through the right leg, keep the right knee soft. And if tomorrow there's tension in your body, come back to this move, knee to chest, move one side at a time, and this will return the length to the low back, which was working to support and open the front body. And it's just a sign that that's where some growth is going on. Keep your right heel to the floor, shake out your left foot. Heel, toes, knees widen in, a little bit side to side. And roll yourself up to a cross-legged seat. Adding your blanket so that your hips are higher than your heels. Just sweep wide. Right hand down, left hand over. Again, if you're sticky tomorrow, find the sides, the seat. Let your chin move. Let the upper spine shift from side to side. We'll go 3, 2, good, and 1. 2 hands high. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. And just feel the seat to the ground. Drop the spine right into the floor, and from your heart rise up toward the crown of your head. Shoulders are soft, chin tucks slightly. You are this axis reaching down into the ground, rising up into the sky. The heart is the meeting point. You are held here in your center. And so we say, Namaste. Notice as you drop your hands, the float and the opening of the heart. Even the floating and the opening of your knees dropping wide, the seat dropping down, letting the heart come up, the chin comes lightly in. And this axis that you are, this Sutra Atman, the seam of the soul, may it be clear and tall and simple, always yours. I will be back next Saturday for more Vinyasa. Replay it anytime. Use it as you will. And tomorrow morning at 8, we will have Kundalini. This afternoon, a newsletter will go out. Information on really what's happening as we open the chest. Why is it relevant? Why should I take the time to do that? How does it impact my life?
And then tomorrow in the park, 10:30. I'll see you there.